Hello, everybody. I've got the blazer, we've got the tie on, and of course, coming to you once again one day earlier than expected, it is the Blazer Metals Report. Now, you're getting this report again on a Friday rather than a Saturday, and we're going to switch back to that Saturday format in a couple weeks. Got a couple things going on over the next few weeks, so not going to worry about that too much. Fridays are just as good for now. Of course, when it refers to the price, we're not going to talk about the price specifically because the markets are still trading. But during the past week, we have seen gold and silver get swatted down pretty significantly. Silver, of course, just breached the $30 level again, was trading in the high $29 range, and of course rebounded right back over 30, but it's not exactly as if we have a very strong basement in prices there. Obviously, if the prices are still able to test those levels, then here we go. And I'm no technical analysis guy, but it was a pretty hard smackdown, so who knows? Maybe there was a flooding of contracts put out there. I don't know. I didn't look at it. But it was still significant. Silver is, again, flirting with the $20s, $29 price level. Gold also took about a $40 tumble from where it was earlier in the week. We were trading around $16.80 at one point. Now we're all the way back down to around the $16.30s. So, once again, you got to look at these things, as Mike Maloney would say, as a buying opportunity. Look at it as a gift. Keep stacking. So, in gold, referring to this price and talking about gold and the prices being lower, two big things. One, there was an article on Zero Hedge which made an interesting point that the concept of manipulated markets in the commodities, specifically the precious metals, is becoming more of a mainstream concept. I find that interesting because usually whenever you talk about a manipulated market, you're treated as a conspiracy theorist. Now, whether that is warranted or unwarranted, the facts are becoming almost undeniable, and as we move forward with this mass currency debasement, I think it's going to be really hard to keep consistent arguments about why the gold price, or the silver price for that matter, shouldn't be significantly higher, or most commodities, especially when you consider just how much currency they are creating, or just how many dollars exist before we started doing bailouts. So, there's that argument. Also on gold, I found this very interesting. Something happened this past month. We set a record. For the first time since March of 2001, gold prices declined for 3 straight months. Think about that for a second. It's been almost 12 years, 11 years maybe, but anyway, over a decade since gold prices declined for more than 3 months. Now let's think about that for a second. What does this really mean? Well, the last time this happened, gold was trading around the $300, $400 level, if I'm not mistaken, and well, where are we today? $1,600 silver. We were as high as $1,900 about 7 months ago, maybe a little bit more than that. It was a massive run that we went on. Now, is this another consolidation phase before a significant price movement upwards? Who knows? If you look back through my videos, I made a prediction video on the last day of 2011 saying that I wouldn't be surprised if we saw $3,000 gold, just based off of the history of corrections and consolidation periods. And I'm no technical analysis guy, and I don't pretend to be. That's just my opinion. But like I said before, when you consider the massive amount of currency that's been created and the tiny, tiny percentage of people who actually are invested or placing those investment dollars into the commodities, like gold, which is right around 1%, and that's rounding up. And we won't even talk about silver, which is the 1% of the 1%, then you have, in my opinion, a very strong argument for a very, very high gold price. So, if dollar denominations even matter at that point, when you cross that Rubicon of currency debasement at some point where it doesn't even matter, and you're just holding the asset because it is the asset, not because of the dollar price attached to it. And that usually happens, I think, anytime you debauch a currency like this. So either way, I found it very interesting. First time in over a decade, well over a decade for that matter, that gold has had this kind of consolidation period. So we'll have to see where the price goes. Well, of course, we have China and Iran trading oil with gold, oil for gold, June 28th, I believe. So that's something else significant to watch coming up. And the only thing about silver really that I read this week was on silverseek.com, I believe, critical factors that'll impact silver. I posted a link to one of these guys' articles before, and it was talking about the coming paradigm shift in silver. And this guy makes the argument that if you consider declining ore grades, declining mine production, increased demand, or just raw figures of what they would need to mine, drag out of the earth to meet projected demand for silver, it's painting a very bullish case, or at least a very bright future for the bright, shiny metal. Sorry about that kind of humor. It's not very funny. So, either way, silver, the most I can say about it right now, we've been heading downhill on this price-wise for a while, but, you know, if you consider my gold argument, at some point, when you start looking at the price and the currency that's supposed to measure it, you lose any sense of appreciating, or you lose the need to appreciate a dollar price. You just start appreciating the asset itself. Because in the end, that's what we're doing. We're building savings. We're preserving purchasing power by getting things of real wealth, real value. So I hope you all have a great weekend. I hope if these prices stay low like this, I hope people are taking advantage of the buying opportunity. As Mike Maloney would say, you got to look at these things as gifts, buying opportunities. Don't get bummed out about the price, all right? You're not buying these things to flip them and make a quick buck. Maybe some of you are. But I think the majority of the stacking community out there is buying precious metals, gold, silver, whatever, copper pennies even, for the big picture, for the long run. That's what we're looking at. Savings are the bedrock of an economy. Who knows? Maybe we'll all be the next great financial geniuses of the next decade. That's a fuzzy thought, isn't it? But I think people are kicking that around already. So, hope you all have a great weekend. I know I'm going to go enjoy mine, and